Hi everyone, it's been a while since I shared a new box tutorial with you, so I thought it's about time I did. So I'm going to show you a really nice, easy method to make a nice sized box, a nice treat box, perfect for small gifts or chocolates and more chocolates. It's a milk carton style one, and it's made with one sheet of cardstock and some designer papers. I've used Sunflower Cottage by Nitwit Collection, which is a digikit. And if you'd like to purchase these papers, have a look in the description below. I'll add a link to the kit. And it's a 3 1/4 by 2.5 inch square box. So it's quite a decent size with a nice milk carton top and some more decorative panels there. And I've also got this cool paper clip. So it's a paper clip made out of paper, using a new die from Cool Cats Crafts just to hold it shut. So this is my very easy milk carton box tutorial. So I'm ready to start. I've got my piece of cardstock cut ready, and this measures 10.5 by 8 1/4. I'm thinking of the base being a square, so each of my measurements are going to be at the same interval, and to fit into my piece of paper or piece of card with a little bit extra over to do the flap, I was able to get it at 2.5. So I'm just going to score at 2.5 inches. At 5, 7.5, and 10. So I've just gone every 2.5 inches. And because it's 2.5 across, and I'm thinking of the square, my base is going to be a 2.5 inch square. I'm going to turn around and score 2.5 there again. And to keep it nice and easy, I flip around, and again, I do 2.5. Now, if you wanted to make a taller one and you had 12 inch cardstock, it would be exactly the same, because your height wouldn't affect, because you're doing 2.5, rotating 2.5. So the height is up to you, depending on what size cardstock you're using. I don't know if you can see what I've got. So I've got 4 squares there and a tab, and 4 squares here and a tab, and then the height of my box itself. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down each of these lines until I get to the first score line. So the first one, and this thin one at the end. And with that, I'm going to cut off at an angle to make that tab. I'm going to rotate it around, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to cut this tab off, and then again, just work my way down each of these score lines. Just said this was a very simple method. I'm going to bring back my scoreboard. It's easier if I have my tab. That it doesn't actually matter, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one intact. So I'm just going to fold that back for now. The first one and the third one. And then we're going to take our scoring tool. I'm going to find my 3-inch mark. Not 3-inch, 3/4 inch mark. And just keep this butted up to the left. I'm going to come down, find that channel, stay in that channel, and again at the bottom. So we've scored a 3/4 inch rectangle at the top of these two tabs. And then we can fold them back flat. Okay. So we're done with our scoreboard. What we want to do now is turn it over. Fold this tab over. You can burnish it down, but you don't need to squeeze too hard because it's not going to be folding at a flat 180-degree angle. It's going to be a 90, so it doesn't need to be a hard burnish. Just a gentle burnish is fine for this. I'm going to do it on all 4 of those lines. And then these bottom bits, we're just going to bend them all up. So these are going to make my base. So these haven't got those 2 score lines on. They're up here and here. The 2 intact ones, just bring them to the middle as well. And then the 2 with the score lines, bring it to the middle and fold that tab back. So bring it to the middle, score, and on that score line, fold it up. So you've got that shape. And now add some tape to your tab. Bring this one in and bring this one in and line up those score lines, and you'll have an even finish. So you don't have to line it up or anything. And now we're just going to add some tape to the bases. Now all 4 of these bases are going to be glued onto each other. That's what's going to give us that nice strong base. So I've put some tape onto that one. Now I want to bring it into that square shape and stick it down. Get your bone fold inside. And this is the outer one now, so I'm going to add a bit of extra tape to this one. So we'll add that 3rd strip. And then fold this one and fold that one on top. And because we went for that square and each one is the same, they just lie on top of each other nice and easily. So open up those 2 with the extra flaps, those wing type ones, and these 2 are just going to lie on top of each other, and then these 2 will come together like so. And as you can see, the 2 middle ones are held down because these 2 just pull it in just slightly and hold it there. And that's how easy these milk carton boxes are to make. Now of course you could round off those corners. Should we go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. Actually, I'm going to use... I haven't got it with me, so I'm going to have to go with this one. Use my larger one on the outside. And when I come to the papers, I'll just use the smaller one. So we use some really nice, easy measurements for the front, or for the box, which means all the pieces I've made have a nice, easy size as well. So it's 2.5 inch squares we measure. So we just go 1/4 inch less. So it's 2 3/4. Sorry, 2 1/4 by 3 inches. And I've used the Sunflower Cottage kit by Nitwit Collections. It was one of the first kits I had, and still one I use quite a lot. And then we center here. Now I've layered mine on digitally, but if you've just got your pattern paper, just print out your A4 sheet or your full sheet and cut them down and layer stuff on top. It's just this way is a little bit quicker. Because once I've got my first one made, if I want to do another one, I just cut out again. And because it was digital, I made that piece, but to get the other piece, I just flipped it over. So it's exactly the same, just in different orientation. So I say all these are the same, all 2 1/4 by 3 inches. Oh, let's see where the... Nearly put the wording on upside down. There we go. So that is the front. And then these two flaps, again, are going to be 2 1/4, but this time by 1 1/2. Which makes sense because we did that 1 3/4 space there. And because so this, let me just check which, yeah, this is the small one. And my paper is actually a little bit small now, so it hasn't quite worked there. I'll probably just redo this. There we go. There's one. And it didn't get, so let me just round it with the scissors maybe. To go on top. Yeah, I should have gone and tried to find my the one I use mostly, the one just my hand punch one. I still need to work out how to use that a little bit better. And I've done exactly the same on that one, but I just won't put that yellow on. In fact, I'm going to take it off because it will, no, let's leave it. Let's just see if I can move it. Oh, there we are. I will improve that, I think. And then the last little bits, you could do the inside as well, is the inside ones here. Now, if you find that these are popping up, what you can do is place a magnet there and glue this topper on. So these are now 2 1/4 inch squares, and then you put your magnet on here, put some tape on the back of it, close it down so it sticks to the correct place, and then just take another 2 1/4 inch piece of cardstock and you'd cover it there. So that is why I did 2 pieces there. And then you just need to work out how you're going to close your milk carton. Now, you could punch 2 holes and use some thread or ribbon. You could use a bulldog clip. But I've made this cardstock paper clip using a new die from Cool Cats Crafts called the Cool Cats Clips. And what it does, it cuts out a paper clip which you fold in half and you glue, and then you can add your own little circles on top, and it's just a fun little embellishment, a fun little paper clip, reducing the amount of metal you're using in your albums. It was meant to be, but I thought it still looked quite cool as a closure for this. And because it's cardstock, it'll of course bend into place. So that is my very easy method for making a fun party gift or small treat box with very easy measurements out of 1 sheet of cardstock and a few pieces of decorative paper. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I can't wait to see your versions of this. So once you've made one, I'd love for you to share with me, and the way to do that is to go onto Facebook and type in Paper Crafting with Paul, and my Facebook group should pop up. And if not, have a look in the description below. I'll add a link in there. So please, if you've enjoyed this, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And feel free to write some comments below. I try to answer them all as well. So please write some comments. Tell me what you think. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.